We are very happy to invite you for today's discussion on annotated critical edition of Annihilation of Caste. Today we have with us Bujja Tarakan sir, President, Republican Party of India, Andhra Pradesh, and Kanchayalaya sir, Director, Center for the Study Social Exclusion and Inclusion Policy, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, and Dr. K.V. Ratnam sir, Coordinator, Center for Ambedkar Studies, University of Hyderabad. The annotated critical edition of Annihilation of Caste, recently brought by Arundathi Roy, sparked out many differences and controversies regarding the introduction and politics of publication. To discuss it, now I would like to invite Kanchayalaya sir to the dais and Dr. K.V. Ratnam sir, Coordinator, Center for Ambedkar Studies, University of Hyderabad. Now, without wasting much time, I would like to invite Bujja Tarakan sir to talk on the subject. So, first I would like to invite Ratnam sir to talk on the subject.
Respected Chief, Mr. Raju, and respected Bujja Tarakan sir, and Professor Iyer sir, and thanks. It's my privilege to say a few words on, as a discussant, to initiate the discussion on the politics of publication and the paradoxes of introduction. Yesterday morning I got the text and tag was asked the publication, they said it will come after 1 week. Then luckily I got yesterday morning. But I read the introduction. Because Annihilation of Caste written by Dr. Ambedkar, I read long back. And I'm reading. Morning also we taught in the class. But I have not read the annotated edition or critical edition by the Arundathi. But I read the Arundathi Roy's introduction. That I have some points to say in that. That maybe I think we can take for discussion and see this. I think our Prashant has read the text initially. It has a 141 pages introduction. The text written by Ambedkar, but the subtext of the text has 141 pages. The subtext that is written by Arundathi Roy has some problems. I do have some problems, but let me say what it enriches, despite many comments that were already published along with the publication. The comments have been published here by Anand Pintunde, Uma Chakravarti, and then some of Anand's friends that has come out. When I read the introduction, I think it was very informative for me. Some of the things which we do not get in a mainstream literature, I think there is some lot of work has been done. Let me say, at the end of the introductory text, what Arundathi Roy says, and at the introduction, what Anand says. I think I should start with this, the end note, the end of the text he says that, let me say, can caste be annihilated? That's the question she raised, and left it to us, saying that if we do not read Ambedkar properly, it may not be possible for us to annihilate the caste. I think the end, last but one para, it says that caste can be annihilated. That's a question mark she raised. I think if you take that question, comes to the first, what Prashant read some of the text, I think I have gone through totally. It's a very current text. The text, the subtext that written by Arundathi Roy may not be matched with the actual text of Ambedkar, because the subtext deals with the current topics. That's what I think Prashant read. See, starts with Kailan's violence against the Dalits. So you have violence against Dalits, you have unemployment, so entire media is dominated by the dominant caste, and the whole wealth of the nation is dominated by the dominant caste. Caste is pervading phenomenon in Indian society. Then how caste has been annihilated according to Ambedkar? Is it annihilated or continue to be there? I think that's the question. She raises there and comes back and explains the present context. These are the things, including BSP ruling in Uttar Pradesh and its emergency, could not attempt to annihilate the caste. I think that is she tries to put that. That's the one thing that she wants to say on the overall. But the subtitles of the book, she says that, see, this is the very interesting, Anand and Arundathi Rai puts the title, just I wanted to read. Annihilation of Caste, an annotated critical edition via Ambedkar, edited and annotated by Anand, introduced with the essay Doctor and Saint by Arundathi Rai. I think this is the very important, I think, crux of this text. Subtext, not the text, I'm not confusing. Text is Ambedkar Annihilation of Caste, subtext is Arundathi Rai's introduction. The Doctor and the Saint. Here, if you read the introductory subtext of Arundathi Roy's, I think, in my view, I don't know what SARS would like to say on, it is the somewhat tilted towards the sainthood of Mahatma Gandhi. So outrightly, while saying that doctor failed and saint has a saying, that's what. The subtitles in the subtext says that shining path. While writing on Mahatma Gandhi, Arundathi Rai says it's a shining path. While writing on Ambedkar, I am straight away going to the it's my view, maybe it's not a critical on that. On Ambedkar, she says is cactus grew. I don't know why she kept or why they kept like that. One is shining path, another is cactus grew. And Anand and Arundathi Roy, they did an extensive work, I believe, because they, according to them, 10 years discussion on, I think they put up almost 10 years. This text was the product of 10 years discussion, lot of people involved, and they gave excellent footnotes specifically to the original text of Ambedkar, explanations and lot of annotated things which we do not know, which we don't get in an actual text of Annihilation of Caste of Ambedkar's. That I think we must appreciate. Along with that, even Arundathi Roy also gave lot of footnotes. I think almost bibliography and footnotes combinedly starts almost 179 pages of the introduction. With bibliography plus the footnotes, he had almost 276 footnotes are there, mostly taken from Ambedkar's works and Gandhi. Let me say how, while questioning can caste be annihilated, when you ask the question, while asked back to some, says that Ambedkar's Western ideas have a setback. So Gandhi is more, I think, relevant. That's what she tried to say here. So it's a sailing path of saying. And the cactus grove. I felt very bad after reading the cactus grove. Cactus grove is a very, it has a stem and it's a very blunt. You have thorns in it, and it doesn't have much growth. Maybe I don't know what sense they kept it. But the explanatory part of the text is, I think, something, somewhere. But I am not against the text. So there was a controversy in Andhra that text has to be banned, text has to be done. I am not. But I think the rich information that introduction gives us is more important. That's what I wanted to say. Some more thing on that. Let me say this: why Gandhi was important for environmental things. I think taking that point, the Gandhi's views on Adivasis, Ambedkar's views on Adivasis. No, she has a praise for Ambedkar. It's not that she's criticizing Ambedkar. I don't think so, see that way. But it's a very careful use of both. But I think in that sense, Gandhi was straightforward criticizing Ambedkar. I felt so. But here, both Anand and Arundathi somewhat, while saying Ambedkar has a limitation, but praised Gandhi. That I could see on many times. See, how can you say for it, now I am coming to Adivasis and untouchables. Gandhi was very much closer to Adivasis. So Adivasis, eco-friendly or big dam constructions were all taken within the Gandhian framework, whereas Ambedkar was not here. In a constitution formation, Ambedkar gave a lot of importance to Dalits and tribes. That's the one part I am leaving to. But when it comes to the Gandhi, how Gandhi views are expressed in the text. It's very interesting. That literature we don't get generally, but how they got is very interesting here. I take some 2 minutes. She says that, see, while criticizing Gandhi, and there is a praise in it. That's what I felt. How? See, Gandhi was put in jail in South Africa. His Mahatma starts with Mahatma title itself was, starts with after coming from South Africa. So entire political life was, formulated, reformulated, organized in the South Africa, where Indians, blacks and whites are there. Indians, blacks and whites. In that, how Mahatma Gandhi was against the blacks and defending the Indians. He was a lawyer for Indian Muslims who settled in South Africa. As an arbitrator goes there and try to settle the disputes according to the text. Then, see, in one instance, Mahatma Gandhi was put in jail. It's very interesting. I couldn't get, but it's very interesting to read. So all the beds were uniform. He asks for separate bed for bed, latrine, everything for separate for Indians. Separatedness for Indians. His struggle starts with like Indians. He compares according to Arundathi. Indians are like Westerns or whites who are ruling the South Africa. So they were Aryans. He compares Indian with Aryans. So we are same. So how can, see, there are, the post office case it comes. I have this one. I don't have the page and other things. Post office, when I read this incident, immediately I recollected Vaikom Satyagraha. That is also is there. So post office in Durban, that area, South Africa, it has 2 doors. One is for whites, another is for blacks. Indians wanted another way. So they wanted to create 3rd way for Indians. Gandhi opposes. See, he doesn't want Indians to be with blacks. According, I am not saying Arundathi Rai says. He doesn't want to be with blacks. He says, It's a lot of. He went on to say how Zulu revolution in Zulu blacks were also victimized and harassed by the whites. And in that also, I think Mahatma Gandhi took different position there also. But when he asked separatedness for Indians, the same saint opposes when Ambedkar asked separate electorates. That is not resolved in the subtext. I don't know why. I think you got the point. The saint who asked for separatedness for Indians, when Ambedkar asked separated electorates for untouchables, at the cost of my life, separate electorates would be granted. So he went on fast unto death. And that controversy is not resolved here. And other contemporary things are there, and she has a less explanation about cactus grove, not much. There also she talks about Mahatma Gandhi. There are some points which says on Indian, and as he said, see, the saint, another point is who is against industrialization, against urbanization, against the modernity. That's a very interesting point. We don't get much. The saint who is against all this was totally till his death supported by the industrialists. Till his death supported by the industrialists. And the last sentence also, last page of the subtext, Ambedkar wore suit but died in debt. Whereas Mahatma Gandhi, all his things were taken care of by industrialists. And he asked the industrialists very, very forcefully, you must send money to run the ashram. Industrialists, who are G.D. Birla from Calcutta, from Bombay, who runs huge industries. So that's one point. The another thing, the man who called untouchables as a Harijans are not comfortable with the kafir, the word kafir, that was used for India, actually used for the Muslims who do not practice Islam. For them it is used, but here the whites using that thing to Indians was not accepted by Mahatma Gandhi. So it is we are not Kafirs, we are almost Aryans. That's how it went on to say. This is about the, this is what I would like to say. There are many things. This morning we are, for the past 1 week, we are talking on Annihilation of Caste of Ambedkar text. I didn't read that text of Anand's, but I could find some mistakes also, printed mistakes and other things. Footnotes also, there are some problems I could see. How much time I have? I think on this, I saw if the time comes again, I have some more points as a discussant. I will have some points to say. With this, I think saint and doctor, what is the intention that they wanted to put doctor or saint? The saint, nowhere in the introduction reflects the saintly character of Gandhi. Though they kept the title, but nowhere the saintly character of Gandhi reflects. In terms of life, in terms of Gandhi's ways of life, and the way he argued with Ambedkar, the way he argued with the women, and even celibacy that he practiced in South Africa with girls and boys, and what he practiced in the sense, and there was that is there in this, and what it that is, and even while coming to the purpose, they have some limited thing. I don't know why, but they would like to say on the whole, Ambedkar was located anti-caste tradition. That's the one thing that outrightly Arundathi raises in his introductory text. By saying that also, she doesn't explain the total or expand that idea of that. The introduction itself has a problem. I have a lot of problem with that. I think if time permits me, I would like to say after some time. Now,